We're here in sunny Finland. A little bit too sunny, but don't worry about that. In this thing, we're going to do a bit of a different video writing pace notes. Pace notes are my description of a piece of road, which I relay to my co-driver Max, who then writes it down, and then he reads it back to me when we drive along the stage. We get 2 looks, views, passes, I don't know how you would want to call it, but let's say that, of the particular road. I say what I see the first time, he writes it down, and then the second time over, he reads it all back to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you out in this recce car, go and look at a stage, a small stage in comparison to most stages, probably only 5 kilometers, and we're going to write some notes. That is my GPS magnet. It's a magnet, but it's mainly my GPS for my Monet inside, which Axel is going to show you right now. This connects in all the way to the back of this, and then I have this right here. If you watch that, it's my trip. Every time I click it, it goes to 0. 0 is my trip zeroer. Zeroer. Here are the more important things. The reason I put tape on the steering wheel is to be consistent with my notes. You can just do it visually, but this sort of gives me a little bit of backup, making sure that I don't get distracted by anything and I can be consistent with how I call them. What we can see is that's obviously straight. 1 is the fastest level of corner that I have, and 6 is the tightest. There are a few more that I might call square and hairpins, but those ones are a bit more visually identified rather than with the tape. These faster ones I do from 1 to 6 with pluses in the middle. So I can have a 2 plus, a 3 plus, 4 plus, and that's what I go for. So with the steering wheel stickers, my trip, my camera, and Max, who will be sitting next to me in a minute, we have everything we need to hopefully write a good, competent set of pace notes. So I think right now we're going to take you straight into it and show you what it's like actually doing that.
80. Left tightens, fast 3 plus, long to crest, 130, fast 2 right plus, line, you have 60, late 3 right, 60, early 4 left plus, opens long, tightens early 3 plus over crest, goodish, 130, 2 right plus stay, into 3 left plus half long, 40, short 3 right plus closes up, into slow 2 left stay, for late 4 right plus closes, go early 2 left, opens over dip, short 2 right over crest,
fast 2 right plus line, you have 60, late 3 right, 60, early 4 left plus, opens long, tightens early 3 plus over crest, goodish, 130, 2 right plus stay into, 3 left plus half long.
We've just shown you a small snippet of writing pace notes, but realistically in a rally we can be writing between 70 to 100 kilometers of pace notes in a national event, and then upwards of 350 in a WRC or a Rally Championship event. So this is something that on a small scale is easy, fairly easy to get right, but as you take it to longer stages you want to be consistent and taking into account how the car will last, how the tyres will last, obviously the best tyres, and how everything will work across the whole rally, not just necessarily that particular corner at that particular point. It's much more of a marathon than it is a sprint, and you've got to take that into account and be careful with it.
Hi everyone, I'm Max, I'm Rory's co-driver. One of the tools that we have to achieve this is our pace notes, and we'll do a recce of all the stages before we do a rally, and which gives us the opportunity to help describe the road to get the fastest time possible on each stage. This is an example of one of the stages that we've been and wrecked this morning. I used lots of different numbers and annotations in shorthand to be able to read them and help describe the road to Rory. So here, this is page number 3 of 6, and we start with the distance 80, and then a right-hand corner tightens to flat 2, in and line, and then another distance of 250. Stay left over crest for fast, 2 right plus long, opens over crest line, 250, flat left over 100, over dip, 100 up to flat crest, you have 40, fast, 2 left plus, continues over 80, 130. Each page will just keep going, and it's very important to get the delivery of these notes right to Rory. He needs the right information at the right time. If I'm too far ahead, he's got too much to remember. If I'm too far behind, then we're coming into things he's not going to know which way to turn the car. The stages and the roads that we use have many interesting features to them. You know, it's not just a straight road with a corner before the next thing. It has different undulations, and a crest or a brow is different in Rory's notes, and then you have a dip, and all of this information needs to be relayed to Rory so that he can set up the car and keep the car on the road to get the fastest time. The distance we have here is 80. That would be 80 meters between the previous corner and the next corner. A crest is a slight hill in the road. We'll describe the distance between each corner, and we'll also describe the severity of each corner. In Rory's notes, he'll have a 1 to be a very slight corner, a very fast high speed, and then a 6 will be a very tight corner, very slow speed. So when we're using these notes, Rory will understand the severity of each corner before he gets there. Another thing that we can do to each corner, so these here we have both a 2 right, but this one has a flat symbol on it, which means that he can hold the throttle all the way to the floor, doesn't need to touch the brake pedal, doesn't need to lift off. That foot is flat on the throttle. But this 2 right here, you can see it's not flat, it's only fast. So maybe he'd have a slight lift off the throttle before the corner, but it's still fast, and it's plus, which means that it's just a reassurance that it's fast. The long, so it's not just, the corner isn't just short, it carries on for maybe 20 or 30 meters. It opens, so it gets less of a gradient to it as you keep going around that corner, and there's a crest on the end of it, which is just another feature of the road. And finally, we have a section of road here where he has 100 meters uphill to a crest, and then there's 40 meters here before a corner or 2 left. But because there's this crest in the road, obviously as we approach it, we're on this 100 meters now, you approach this crest, you don't see the distance that you have. So 40 meters is there, and before this corner, so it's just a reassurance to Rory, like, you've got 40 meters, make the most of it. Don't stand on that brake pedal too early. Use that 40 meters before the next corner.
Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what else you'd like to see regarding Pacenotes. There's a lot, as I say, to think about and take into account. So yeah,